And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. Out of the darkness, out of the fear, here comes the monster waiting in there. Heart rate is rising, some call it scared. You'll feel the chill start raising your hairs. It's too late, you're here now. I hope that you're prepared, cause there's no getting out. You can feel the energy, dark like a cloud. Electrified by panic, terror and doubt. Don't cross me or you'll learn quick the hard way that I'm not one to mess with. I got a mind and that mind's full of mean tricks. I'll plant a seed in your red where the fear will stick. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare. Slash all your dreams. A demon plays on the leak. You better watch out for me. Mistakes were made, you will see. You should've never crossed me, cause now you'll never stop me. Revenge was my calling. Now you're a dead man walking. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting trophies. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, good schmoozer. How are you doing today? Thank you for the first. Could just snatch that right away. Thank you so much. And thank you for the hydrate. I have some wonderful warm tea. And indeed, today we are hunting trophies because I had a rough weekend, and so I decided I should have some fun. And what better way to have fun than to go back to Little Nightmares 2 and find some of those trophies, those elusive collectibles that I missed. And it also allows me to use this wonderful little illustration that Aina drew for me. Look at that little guy. Hunting trophies. So, let's jump right into it. Now, as I posted about it, I got 13 trophies out of the 35. Given that this game doesn't even have a DLC, so you might say that I had a terrible run, and you'd be quite correct. So, we are going to try to fix that. Let me see how. Here's the chapter select. We got all of the hats here, but we missed 2 glitches. Missed 1 hat here and 1 glitch. That's better. Yeah, I found no hats here and only 1 glitch is missing. And this is a disaster. And there's nothing here. So pretty much, other than the last chapter where there are no collectibles and it's pretty much a boss fight, I couldn't complete any of the chapters fully. Wonderful. So all over again. Exactly. That's what we are going to do apparently. But hey, who doesn't like to have a little nightmare? Yay indeed. So it's time to start again, but I will start from the chapter select and try to keep in mind where I need to look around and what I'm missing. You know how to play and solve the puzzles exactly. That's a big change, so this time around I won't have to really worry about figuring out what I'm doing. Save some time, yes. And now let's start. Tune into the madness. What will it be? Now, with the glitches it's interesting because with the hats, they are hidden in plain sight, right? They are there in the background, but because they are just another object, it's difficult to figure out, wait, is that a hat, or is that just an item? Like the little metal can that I found as a hat just looked like any other metal can in the background. Now with the glitches that's different, because the glitch figures only appear if you go close enough. So we will have to really comb this entire forest. And the children choir in the background humming like in Little Nightmares 1. Absolutely, I love that. I love the soundtrack of both games, and I really hope the third one will be quite similar. So now I have my fashionable hat. And obviously we have to start by going backwards, because that's just a tradition in platformers. Now the troubling part is here, I can't really see much, but that's what it is. Can we turn this on maybe? I don't think so. How do we run here? Now I mentioned this little wooden square piece before with the eye on it. It's a little cube, but I still don't know if it fits a signal for something or it's just a random item. Yes, I don't think I can do anything with this either. In that case, we're going to the right. Glitch figures, here we go. Obviously, if you're looking for something, especially with secrets, you have to look in places where most people would not look. So for example, can we go up here? Because obviously we couldn't get there from the left, but apparently we can't really do that from the right either. What's here? Absolutely nothing. I still couldn't figure out what this is. Absolutely no idea. But it's nasty. It is certainly nasty. Come on. It's not that high, is it? Is it really? Alright, I will go around. Nah, just a big old jump. We don't have 6 by our side, so we don't have to do these leap of faith moves. Now open this. And here we go. I must say, this hat is quite fashionable. I like it. Quote gas. Well, what did I say? That would be a quote. Leap of faith or the world? I did not intend it as a quote, but you are right. It was said in Oddworld. So let me give you a point. If I set up the counter correctly. Hey, that's the first for everything. Congratulations, you have 1 quote point. You are indeed right. And that's a fun thing. That sometimes, even I don't know if what I said is a quote, but maybe someone notices and they tell me and I learn about another little trivia piece that I never knew. Hey Dreadist! Welcome Vivian, how are you doing? What's your day been? Oh, I just started hunting for glitches in Little Nightmares 2. It's wonderful. And I have a great fashionable hat, as you can see. Look at that. This character almost looks like me at this point. Well, without the hood. Now, can we go maybe back here? I can see it's like rather large. Yes, yes, well... Ah! No, you can't go there. It was another character's hat, but we kind of got it as a reward for finishing the game. So I guess that's why it's a bit oversized. But how are you doing? What are you up to? The beauty of looking for collectibles is that even though you have to keep your eyes open, you don't necessarily have to pay a lot of attention. So I am more than happy to have a discussion with the chat. Now necessarily I wouldn't need to trip this. Doesn't mean that I won't. Is there maybe something in there? Yeah, doing great, trying to get through PayPal's hoops, and I think I made progress. Oh, that's great. I had some trouble with PayPal before, and it is indeed a series of loops. But I wish you the best with it, because it can be really, really frustrating. I think everyone has trouble with that health site. Probably. But it's still one of the best alternatives. Or really options. So I can see why a lot of people use it. Nah, let's get up there. If I was a glitch figure, where would I be? So in this game, based on our first playthrough, these glitch figures get created when the tall man or thin man abducts, I assume, a child, since they are all quite small. Haha, you won't get me again. Now that is interesting because you see, we are not even in the Pale City yet. We are in the woods, and still there are these glitch figures here. The only problem, and that is something that can be quite troubling for many trophy hunters and people who try to get 100% collectibles in games. Once you collect a collectible in a game, they mostly disappear. So in case you missed one and you have to replay, you won't find the ones that you already found, and that makes sense. However, there is no placeholder for them either. There is no sign that they were there. And what ends up happening is you start questioning what you found and what you haven't, which is a bit frustrating. I remember when I played the Spider-Man game on PlayStation, it has a lot of collectibles. And I really couldn't find a few, and so I looked up an online guide, where are the collectibles, and it had a long list of like 200 collectibles. And I was like, I don't know half of the places that I were visiting. I don't know where I found them before. So I either have to go through this entire list, which I will not do, or I will just go around and find them on my own, and actually that is what ended up happening. So if you want to play again, yes, I'm sorry to say that. Oh, what is it? Oh, maybe this is not how I look the stuff up where they are. Ah, see. I mostly don't do that. I try to always find them on my own as much as I can. It can be frustrating, absolutely. I was looking for the last raccoon in Resident Evil 2 for a good while. But it was such an experience when you finally get around to do it. So that's why I don't look them up by default. If I'm really struggling, I might. But it's not something I would say that is necessary for the experience. If you don't want to look for collectibles and such, it's completely understandable if you look them up. I'm not sure how close you have to be to them. Excuse me? Where did I even fall? What is that place? I thought there is an invisible wall there. What is happening? Did I just fall into a secret? Didn't even notice. Oh, come on. There really is a secret here, and I just fell into it. I really, really hope there isn't a mole or something like here. Well, what are you doing with this giant shovel here, buddy? Okay, we found one. And man, this place reminds me of Limbo a lot. This is so beautifully framed. I would assume it's a grave, but I'm really not sure. What's up there? Odd. Hidden little glitch, indeed. So that's why I say that I really just fell into it. And it's not the first time in this game that I kind of fell into a hidden secret. But that's the beauty of it. Not the only one. Yes, there are 4 glitches. This was the 3rd that I found. I know there was one on the toilet. I do remember that one because that's just quite a unique idea. But as I was saying, if you're playing a game that is really big and has a lot of collectibles and you want to gather them even without help, one trick that I would suggest is, as you're playing, always note down what you found, or at least where you found it. Well, that was brilliant of a throw, because later on it can help. One way, if you actually look it up. The other way, which is something I use, it's kind of a backwards logic. One thing that is more like a game design concept is you spread out the secrets, you spread out the items you can find. So let's say that I found something in that valley that I was just in, right? I climbed up and I know in the middle or towards the end there is the toilet, the outhouse. Okay, so there won't be any glitches around those areas. And I actually use the same logic in Limbo when I knew the order of them, and so I was like, okay, I found one on this level, I found one on this level, has to be somewhere in between, but they are probably not right next to each other. I was triggered to say you shouldn't leave, but I will just stay quiet. I do appreciate that. I know how, I wouldn't say annoying, but a bit, what would be the right word? Let's say triggering. It can be when you know that someone is doing something wrong and you just want to help them out. And actually I can give a great example of that. I was watching the beginning of Good stream yesterday, and for the first time they were playing Dark Souls 1. I never played Dark Souls 1, but I played enough Bloodborne that I know kind of the learning curve of a From Software game. And even Good's name is Games Done Casual. And, you know, From Software games are everything but casual. And poor Good was dying left and right. And I was like, just learn to parry, just do this, just do that. But I stayed quiet. I was like, this is a rite of passage in From Software games, and I don't want to take that away from anyone. So if someone likes those games, then it's not a big deal that they die a few hundred times. If they don't, then they didn't miss out on the experience. And I just walked into another secret, and I didn't know it was here. I just saw this little port, and then I was like, hey, can I go around? And I was 100% expecting that I will just walk into the wall. Stop bothering the poor thing. Wild kids! Oh, there are trophies for finding the glitches in each chapter. Nice. What are you, poor thing? I'm not sure. You have a long tail, but you seem a bit too big for a rat. Oh, even in your burrow, you couldn't avoid your demise. You poor, poor thing. Rest in peace. Long thin tail mutated rat. Maybe. Maybe it's more like a possum or something like that, since those have long tails as well. Thin tails. I think we can actually exit now. Because we found them. You were able to see some of the head? Let me check. Let me check. Maybe I just didn't see it. I think the head is mostly covered by the trap. Oh, you mean this little piece here? That's like a nose. Oh, yes. Yes, you are correct, but it has some really strong hind legs as well. I'm not sure, I'm not a biologist, but it certainly is an overkill to hunt for such a small animal with a bear trap. Just a terrible thing. Now, let's see if the game actually saves. I do believe it does. I think just like in the first game, the collectibles, yes, they are saved separately from the game. Well, in that case, we finished one already. Wonderful. Let's go to the school. All the kids, now your nightmares come to life. We need one hat and one glitch to remain. Oh no, not the school. Yeah, we are going to school. And this is not a nice kind of school at all. Let's see. So this is where the chapter starts. That's interesting. If this is where the chapter starts, then maybe I know where the fourth glitch was in the forest. It was on the beach of the Pale City. I just didn't know that would be counted to that chapter. Now this will be wonderful. We have Kiddo with us, which is great. This seems simple enough of a room. Now here you can hide so many things. I ran through these streets a few times, but after a while, honestly, I just completely misregarded them because there's nothing here, seemingly. But who knows? Who knows? I'm done with school since, I don't know, millennia? Yes, yes, quite the same for me. Though, perfectly honestly, as a monster I never really went to school. The human bodies that I had, they went. Why is it so dark all of a sudden? Now why it's tricky is we are missing also a hat this time around. And hats are tricky. Hats are really tricky things because they are just in the background. And for me, it's difficult to figure out what is just a random object and what is not. But that's why we are here, to look around, really to appreciate all the details the developers put into the game, because normally you just run through this part. And in a way, the first Little Nightmares game was better in in highlighting the set pieces, the surroundings, because most of the time you had to go around in a certain room. You couldn't just run through and forget about it. They made better use of the set pieces, probably because they were more limited. So they knew, okay, we have this many rooms, we have to stretch them out a bit in gameplay. Here, so many places you just completely miss. And I can't even go back there and check all the things. Dread, want some pancakes with love? My, what kind of love? I have fresh children's souls and dog hearts. With these ingredients, you can taste the love. Interesting. I wouldn't say that I would never try it, but that's not exactly my definition of love. Come on, kiddo! At least pretend that you're helping. Thank you. Is there anything here? Probably not. That's a head, but I think that would be too big for me. Yes, run into the camera. We will be doing that a lot. Also, it's either the lighting system, I'm not sure it changed though, or the camera is a bit pulled back, but I'm having a real hard time seeing where the heck I am. Like, I thought I would just fall down here. I have no clue where I am. Oh, there was a hole there apparently. Children's souls are untainted by hate, and dog hearts love unconditionally. The best spice blend for love. As twisted as that is, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. Children and children hearts, they are innocent. That's true. Though in today's world, you have to go much younger to really find an innocent soul. The dogs? You might be right about that. Once a dog grows attached to you, they will do pretty much anything. Okay, kiddo. We have to go up. Is there something here? Why is it so dark here? Come on. Why don't you have your lighter? No. Can I jump up there? Possibly not. Will I attempt it? Absolutely. Okay, I'm on top of the TV. Was it necessary? Absolutely. What, kiddo? What? Oh, you need help. Oh, of course you need help. Yes, yes. Calm down. Alright, grab the noose. And here we go. Kiddo, hurry up. Yes, yes, I'm looking for things. Why are you so dead set on going to that school? It's not such a great place. Possibly because of the trench coat. But I really have a kind of detective look as Mono here. Yes, kiddo, yes, I know. Calm down. So I do believe there was a glitch figure somewhere around here. I will show you in a moment. Okay, okay. Fuck! I hate these friendship jumps. Just trust the other. A new leap of... Never mind. Leap of death. Absolutely. And I am not at all surprised. I will die because of these jumps. Few too many times. So I think there was actually one glitch figure here. And that's clever. Because even though we saw that such a part exists, we never need to go there. So it's a necessary part for the story, but it's an optional place to visit also. That rope is just hanging in midair. Okay. An interesting detail that 6 crouches down every now and then if you just stop and look around waiting. Another nice touch. Now I understand the dark idea here, and they did a good job because they didn't overdo it, but they successfully made a sort of macabre scene with these hanging bodies, quote-unquote bodies. However, I'm pretty sure there is absolutely no way that you could make this in real life, because what is holding together the clothes? I know that's not the point of it, but I won't get caught up here just because there is a noose. Okay. Yes, yeah, I'm going. This TV addiction is really not on my side. Okay, tune into the madness. No, the other way around. Yes, I know I have to use the left analog stick, thank you. Don't patronize me. Alright. Now here I tried before to go backwards, it did not help. So I won't be doing that again. And I know that this time I won't be able to reach the door, and actually I like that idea that every time we get a bit closer to the door, that every time we get ever so closer to madness, or really what is happening is setting our future self free. Alright, nothing in this corner, nothing in this corner. Now I would assume, though it's not much of an assumption because I can't really back it up, that the hats would be actually in the school. I can't say the same about the glitch figures, because I know there was one that I pointed out, and there is one, or at least there was, one in front of the school. I will show you that in a moment. I feel like I shouldn't walk into that hole there. That more like a canyon, honestly. Alright, kiddo. Put your back into it. There's a lot of trash in this place, that's for sure. Now maybe... well, it could be that something is under this. So let's try to pull it as far as possible. Really not something I would necessarily think would hide a secret, but when it comes to looking for secrets, my kind of method is to just always try the most ridiculous things, because more often than not, how they hide things is not a logical thing, because everyone could find those. It's like, okay, we have to put a secret behind a waterfall or something. Okay, you can do that, but if you keep all of your secrets like that, they will become predictable, and that's not good. Always these peddlers, how annoying. Did I miss something after to good jump? No, I was actually just walking through this place and looking around everywhere. I do remember this bench and how I was wondering about this bench, because I know that 6 actually sits down here, but I still don't know why. I can't do anything. There is the eye symbol, obviously. Maybe it's just a reference to the first one, how the eye is above 6. I know there was a figure here, so there's probably no other secret here. But I still feel like that I missed something here, because there are so many things you can interact with, and I did not get any trophies here, and I'm not sure about what I'm really looking for, but I'm sure I'm looking for something. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, she's walking along the edge of this stone. That's interesting. That's something indeed that children do, and I like these little touches of creativity in this game. So I assume how this thing works, if I go close to something, then 6 might interact with them. Do you want to swing? You don't want to swing. Okay. Do you want to swing here? Yeah, you can't even really grab it. Fair enough. Football. I'm still not sure about this ball, because there is a ball, and it would be so obvious to play, and apparently there is something to it, because she kicked the ball. Logically, I would need to score if I could figure out where the bloody ball is. But it's much more difficult than you might think. Alright. I have the patience for it. I have the patience. Okay. Yeah, the camera angle is... I know that it changes because it shows the school, but holy moly, it makes it really difficult to figure out where you are. And as I said, the one thing that I'm struggling with both of the Little Nightmares games is the depth perception. It's not working for me at all. Like, where am I? Am I behind the ball? Am I in front of the ball? What is happening? I'm just running around like a maniac, trying to hit this thing. Okay, but it won't be exactly a goal. It will be more like a walk-in. Does that count? No, wrong way. Come on. The heck is the ball? There it is! Oh, come on. What happened? I feel like I'm playing Doom. I'm just focusing on 4 pixels. Okay, so apparently that did jack shit. I guess. Oh no, the camera is like, hey, I can go somewhere else. Yeah, obviously. Now you're like, okay, so it went through the side of the goalpost. I'm not sure if that's legal. Maybe there is something to this soccer football thing, because Vivian streams football games and reactions, and look at me, I'm freaking playing it now. Okay, 6, help me out here, because this is ridiculous. I'm 99% sure there is something to do with this freaking ball. I'm really not sure what. I have a feeling that it's much easier to do it with this part of the map. Want the answer? That assumes there is an answer. Except the answer is that I'm just imagining trophies at this point, which is a valid answer. There is one. Well, and I will figure it out as soon as the camera decides to be on my side for once. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Not a Messi just yet. Oh wait, I have an idea. I have an idea. 6. Please. Please. Don't make it more difficult than it is already. Okay, so I have a wonderful idea, you know, because if you're playing soccer or football, it would have been so nice if I get the trophy now. Then you don't just want a simple goal. No, you want to make it really, really spectacular. And I can't really do much in this game, but I can slide. So if I can hit this ball, yeah. There the goalpost just went right between Mono's legs. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Come on. I will do it. I will do it. Okay, we got right, we got left. Now we just have to hit the middle. It wasn't this. Even though I was pretty sure that I had a brilliant idea. It's easier than what you are doing. Okay, so what can you do with this fucking ball? I can grab... Can I grab the ball? I can grab the ball, okay. Okay, I guess just walking into the goal wouldn't exactly be spectacular. Yeah. Okay, what if I throw it through this hoop? Okay, okay, maybe it's not soccer. It's basketball. Okay, that was absolutely terrible. Let's retry that. That was pathetic. Oh, almost. Running through the goal is close. Okay, so it's apparently not this. This is too high. Do we have anything we can do with this ball? Running through the goal is close. Well, we have the ball, we have 6, and we have the goal. Well, I could make it so 6 scores a goal. Yep. Yep. Not like that. Not like that. That would be a bit ridiculous. Okay, 6. Come on. Come on. We can do it together. Maybe we can actually hit the bloody thing together. It's a team effort. It's a team effort, okay? And we scored, and we absolutely didn't get jack shit. I hate it that it always goes through the sides. How do we manage to miss the ball when we are both going? Okay. So apparently, what if we don't care about the ball? We just go in here. Absolutely not. Okay, we're not a married couple. Okay, what next? What else? Wait. Why are you there? Oh, wait a moment. Wait just a bloody moment. Why did you do that? Okay, put this ball here. Come on, 6. You want to be a goalkeeper, is that it? I'm overcomplicating this so much. So much. No, you... Oh, you stupid kid. You go here. Yeah, there. No. Yes, you are overcomplicating it. You see, at least I feel it. I feel that I'm overcomplicating it. Okay, so you said it's close with going through. I have to throw it through it. No. I mean, that would not be legal in football at all. But, you know, who knows? Nah, not what I have to do. Okay. Does it have to do with the ball? Because I'm pretty sure that it has to. I'm amused. That's great. No. Brilliant. Okay, kiddo, we just messed up a bunch of time. I mean, I pretty much exhausted every option that I could. So, let's see. I tried this seesaw because I had this idea to play seesaw with her. It doesn't have to do with the goal, but it has to do with you and the goal. I would like to say that you are not really making sense, but I'm pretty sure that you are doing. Oh, the ball. No ball, but you and the goal. Okay. Then I can climb up on top of it. Wait, you are standing there? Maybe I have to stand here. Make a fun pose or something. No. Okay. No ball. That's weird. Ow. Wait. I can do pull-ups. Ignore 6. That's rude. Okay. I can do pull-ups. Like, oh. No. Okay, what can I possibly do here? Let me see. What is that in the container next to the door? That is another bowl, I assume. I feel like it's another bowl. Oh, that's a hat! Oh, I didn't think about that. I saw it and I was like, that's another bowl. But apparently we got a hat. So let's put on that hat. Oh, it's a bowl hat. Oh, don't tell me I have to run through like this. Oh, goodness. Okay, so it didn't have to do with the ball. Alright, so I was going in backwards. I did not think a trophy would be connected to a hat. This wasn't a purpose. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Okay, I will not tell you. Well, you can tell me now. Yeah, I saw it. I just didn't check. Silly me. But hey, we have a new hat. I mean, it just, to me it was much more logical to actually make a goal or slide in or do something like that than put a ball on my head. But I guess congrats on two things. Yeah, I know I have to just find one glitch person and I'm done with this place. So let's look for the glitch person. But this is like, I'm not sure. Is this like an American? No, it's not an American football. It's just an old school leather ball, I guess. Like back in my day. Kind of ball. Alright, so we have this place. I will be 100% honest. I do not remember if I found any glitch figures here. I know I looked around here because I was curious and there's a lot of items. There is a paper plane here. And I do remember in one place, I'm not sure. Why did you pick up the 6? You are confusing me. I know I wanted to use a paper plane somewhere, either in the first or the second game, but I fell down and couldn't. Where the heck did I put that paper plane now? No, that's not it. Oh, here it is. I guess I could throw it, but there probably is something to it. Soon, out the window. There's no way I threw it out the window. There is absolutely no way that I threw it out the window, but that's not a bad idea. As soon as I can find the darn thing. Is it here? No. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not even sure what that was. Kiddo, did you see where that bloody thing went? I sure as shit didn't. Come on, where is it? Stop holding my hand, I'm trying to find something. Here it is, finally. So at the window. Why did you put it down? Why is the paper plane bloody? It's seen better days, let's just say that. Okay. So let's make the paper plane free. Alright, here goes nothing. Fly free. You were indeed correct. Did you look up the trophies as well? Oh yeah, we need the ball. Maybe? Maybe not. That sounds more like certainly to me. Wanna judge me? Not here to judge. Much. Can I get that fucking ball? I need it. There are some interesting ideas in this game, but I would say they are quite hidden. So I'm not surprised if most people would just look them up. Honestly, why I didn't look them up is because I'm after the collectibles. So I'm not necessarily trying to get the trophies. If I get the collectibles and there are still trophies missing, and there's a 99% chance that trophies will be missing, then I just look at the list and figure out things from there. But it kind of shows that I couldn't find some 20 trophies, that there are some interesting ideas in this game. I'm not a trophy hunter like you, but I am willing to help you hunt the trophies. Yeah, I see some trophies here. I think, what the heck, I would never do this. Yes. So necessarily I'm not, I don't need have, if you have an idea, obviously share it, and I will try it out. But I'm not really at that point in the game that I would be too concerned about the trophies. What I want to do is find the collectibles more than anything. And so far I had a good run. I found plenty of them. I don't think there's anything up there. Is there anything here? Because I can't make out what's there. I'm not sure where we are, but whatever. Righty. We have to find that glitch. And we have to find that quick. Because I don't want to stay in this school for long. Again, there are different type of trophies. Some are that I consider as the kind of basic trophies, are like complete chapters of the game, or finish the story, do it on certain difficulties, so the really obvious ones, or as the trophy hunters like to call them, the unmissables. And there are for collecting and unlocking things and doing everything, like do all the side quests in RPG games and such. And then there are the fun ones where I always like to take time finding them, because they kind of highlight parts of the game that I don't necessarily know about. One great example would be Shadow of the Colossus, where there is a trophy. Tiny spoilers, if you want to play Shadow of the Colossus, you might want to wait a moment and skip ahead. There is a trophy about doing tricks with your horse, and it's like, I looked it up because such things, like, I had to look at the trophy list, I read the trophy description, and I still didn't know what I need to do, because such things are not in the options or the control menu. So I looked it up online, and even with a guide I was struggling to pull them off. And then I was like, this is great. I played through the game and I did not know you can do any of this with the horse. All I knew was, like, I can call the horse, I can get on the horse, I can get off the horse, that's about it. So sometimes I indeed just say, don't worry about it. Without telling the greater details, except for the hat collection trophies, there are 6 hat-related trophies. And I guess one was this bowl. Haha. Haha. The game was so surprised the recording died. But actually about the recording, as I said, I've been having this issue for quite a long while, and I looked into it more, and I might know what causes it. Might, not sure. However, the bad news, I still have to contact the support about it, and if I'm right, then I'm in quite the trouble. All right, now let's see. The ball was obviously a distraction. I would say there's something up there, but there's no way I'm getting up there. Also, I have both of the hats here. One was this and one was... Actually, good question. What was the other one? I think the can. Lurk, thank you for the lurk, and have a wonderful day, whatever you are doing. Nah, can I get these? I can. I mean, I could do something with them, I guess. Thank you for the hydrate. Throw it in the garbage. Be a decent person and not just litter everywhere. Yeah, if I only could control the character enough. Good enough. Okay, now I had an idea that maybe in one of these I could find something. Missed me. Again. So there is this slingshot, but I can't get it, so honestly I have no clue why some of these can be opened. I guess variety reasons. So that, whatever that is, I'm not even sure where those kids went. But this is obviously a trap. Let me see. This is interesting. This is really interesting. This was behind it. This was the little decoy. But I'm wondering what's here. Not even sure if I went this way. Apparently I did. Well, apparently we're not going back. So this is the way to go. Crouch. That was close. Ah, come on. This is less like a school and more like a war zone at this point. With all the booby traps. And I don't like booby traps. They are quite a fake advertisement. Because there are no boobies in it. Alright, what's here? Random bottles. Don't know why those are here. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome, Fisali. I'm doing great. I'm just hunting trophies in Little Nightmares 2. I already found this fashionable ball hat. Literally. And a few remnant glitch people, so I'm doing great. And also I already got, I think, 3 trophies? So, it's wonderful. How are you doing? Uh-huh. That seems like a trap. By the way, it is. It is a trap. And not just any trap, but a nasty one. But okay. What can I do about it? Let me out. Pesky kids. If you actually go back, I think we can see as they escape. Not doing my best for now, but I gotta boost myself for a stream later. That's just how it is. I hope you can hype yourself up. Oh, there is something there. Not sure if that's for me or just a detail, but I like it. I'm pretty sure I couldn't move this out of the way, however. So that is probably not something I need to be concerned about. I don't know how this kid hurt me, but yes, kids in this game are great. Always I'm in good company now. Oh, that's wonderful. Nah, let's murder some kids. They're not really kids, they are kind of hollow dolls. Oh, look at that, there's a teddy bear here. Can I get that teddy bear? Apparently no. Never mind. Let's go. Talking about your stream, you're the company. I'm happy to hear that. Now let's look around. That's what we are doing. I really feel more like a detective with this trench coat on, and actually I have a really fashionable hat as well for completing the game. Look at that. Detective Dread on the case. Some cases just solve themselves. Nah. I'm not sure why there are so many booze bottles around here, given that it's a school. Oh wait, that's a dead frog there? Oh, sorry pal, I walked all over you. Nasty sight. Okay, I never know if there is something hidden or just the camera is having a day. Because the camera is always having a day in this game. But I will say that it's the letter. Okay. What's in this? Drawings. Small little reference to the tollman up there. But I think this is also open. What's oh, there it is. There it is, right under the hanging dead rats. My poor Ken. Alright, show me your secrets. School kids, we found all of them. And that means we can leave this place behind. This is going better than I expected. Now, let's see. We are done with the woods or forest. We are also done with the school. So now we are going to the asylum. We need 2 heads and 1 glitching remains. I guess we did a terrible job here before. But at least 6 has a raincoat. So now we are looking for a hat. As I mentioned before, looking for a hat is difficult because there's nothing really telling you that they are a hat. I mean, this roll of goals can be a hat. It isn't, but it could be. Nah, let's see. What is head shaped around here? Why can't I even get up here? What's the point? I'm never sure if the game is trying to tell me something or it's just messing with me. I kind of feel like that it's just messing with me. Ow! What is this? I don't know, but it's a lot of ketchup on this bed. Lots and lots of ketchup. Alright, so anything that seems movable, pick it up. It might be a hat. Come on. Let me up. Got it. I can't. I'm so great at deduction. I really am. Now, open this door. And don't fall to our doom. Really important tidbit. I almost feel like I'm in a noir movie. I just need a cigarette. And a long, long history of alcohol abuse. And I will be the perfect detective. Well, I am old enough. I already say back in my days a few times every day. But this was a tough case. I felt like I was lost in a mad nightmare. But I was little. Odd. I didn't feel this little since I was in preschool. Maybe it was a little nightmare. But for me, it felt real. I was tasked with finding hats. I didn't know why, but my job wasn't to ask. I mean, it kinda was. I was the detective. But money is green, and I was broke, so I took the job. They also gave me a new assistant. She was quiet, mysterious, only called herself 6. Maybe it was a code name. I don't know, didn't care to ask. They also had bright yellow raincoat. So there I was, walking around with a giant fuse in my hand. And I was wondering, I'm no electrician, but since when do fuses glow? But then again, I realized this was maybe just a nightmare. Maybe I once again had one too many bottles of whiskey. Improbable, because I was broke and didn't have money to buy whiskey. I mostly drank paint thinner. It was disgusting, but it got the job done. And this moment I realized that whoever built this elevator did a piss poor job. And also my assistant did not care if I die or not. I felt paranoid. Maybe they were after me. Maybe this wasn't a real job, but something made up by someone I wronged. Maybe an old client, or someone I sent to prison. Who knew? All I knew, it was dark, but I had a flashlight. You might say this was a creepy place, and you'd be right. I really liked the eye drawing on the wall. After all, I wanted to be an artist when I was little. Around as little as I was right now, I would think. I was wondering if whoever put together this nightmare would be such an asshole that they would put a collectible in the complete darkness. I wasn't sure, but I decided to make a guess and say no. I still had hope for humanity when I was little. Then I realized people are terrible. Since that, I purchased a dog because at least they were not. They loved me, mostly on the days when I could feed them. But they loved me nonetheless. Now you could think that I was lost, and you wouldn't be too far from the truth. But there is no such thing as being lost in a nightmare. After all, it was my own imagination that put it together. Now that I think about it, I was wondering if I would be enough of an asshole to hide something in the dark corners of my mind. And who was I kidding? I was. Many people called me like that. Detective Asshole. That was my name. In many circles. But the booze helped. It was really quite annoying to put down the flashlight every single freaking time I moved around. But I couldn't do anything about it. So that's how we did it. We walked step by step further into the darkness. Every now and then I just took my flashlight and shined it right into my assistant's face. They were not thrilled, but I found it amusing. Oh, what is that? It was a cup. I took it. But apparently, it wasn't what I needed. Apparently it was. Who knew? I didn't question the trophy. I accepted. After all, any glory you can take credit for, you should. That was something I learned throughout the long years of being a detective. After all, we were always being accused of just drinking on the job and not doing anything. When in reality, we would be doing a lot of things. For example, drink on the job. And then I was levitating. It was a glitchy dream. But still, I couldn't find one darn hat in this entire asylum. I didn't really understand why you needed this many bandages in an asylum either. After all, I thought the patients here would be hurt on the inside and not the outside. That was such a nice worded sentence I said, I was proud of myself. After all, I wanted to be a poet when I was little. But instead I became a detective. I thought I would be more respected that way. Little would I know that I'd be broke. And then I got a crazy idea. I already had a trophy for emptying the vending machine, but what if I threw these cans? Would they explode? Possibly not. But you can never rule out an option until you tried it. That was my motto. Every time I was on a murder case, I was questioning myself, did I do it? And sometimes, I have to say, I wasn't sure. Maybe I killed someone I didn't even know. How the heck do you get in there? That's a good question. When you're short, you have to find a way around things. That's a weird sound. Oh, yes. The TV addiction. It came back again. I tried for years to stop. But it didn't work. I just had to touch the TV. Feel its warmth. Its radioactive energy. The doctor said it wasn't good for me, but then again, the good doctors weren't good for me either. Or the booze. I had this superpower. I could tune the TV with my mind. I wanted to make it in show business with it, but then the flat screen TVs came out and those were not compatible with my powers. But that's a story for another time. My life was like this, echoing in slow motion, and I was running towards my dreams and goals. And there she was, my assistant, who every time just pulled me back from the brink of insanity. And the patients, we don't really talk about them, they were weird. I really can't see a darn thing here. Okay. So this is now closed for some unknown reason. Yep, I probably can't go up there. Reasonable. And this is the place where I have to find 2 fuses. Sir, can I take your head as a hat? No. Okay. Worth a try. Okay, that's something people don't understand. You have to take your chances. If you can ask, then just do it. Because if you ask and you get no as an answer, at least you know. But if you don't, then you will keep thinking about what if. And you will regret it. And that's no good. So if you can ask someone, if you can have their head, do it. What can you lose, right? Possibly your own, if you ask the wrong person. Alright, is there anything behind here? That was utterly pointless. Is there anything here? No. Wait a moment, I saw something. I can move the chair. Why is that good? Okay, 6, help me out. We will take an X-ray of a chair. 6, we are not there yet. But it's good to know that you do this thing on your own as well. When I showed that and got the trophy initially, she didn't do it. Okay, maybe something here. Bowl. Nope. Cube. Nope. Can't pull myself up. Okay. I don't know what is your thing with the horse. Last time it was the duck. Okay, is there anything here? No. Can I open this? No. Okay. Let's go up. What? That looks a lot like a hat to me. And it is. It's a teddy bear hat. Ow. Look at me. Finally, I can live my dream of being cute. Now, come on. Thank you for the daily check-in, Vivian. Actually, I was just talking about you like half of an hour ago, because I was looking for a trophy and I thought that I had to score a goal. So that was fun, but apparently I was wrong. My idea was, that's interesting. It looks like there's something in that, but I'm not sure if there really is something in that. So my idea was that in front of the school there are 2 goalposts and there's a bowl. And so I thought what I have to do is score a goal, and initially I tried to kick it or kind of guide it. After that I realized that you can do this really cool slide, and I was like, hey, maybe I have to do that. Then I just carried it in, which is, as far as I know, is kind of an illegal move. But apparently that wasn't the way to go. Why do you show that? Why is that important? We'll see. Definitely can't do that. Yeah. Well, since you are quite knowledgeable about football, let me ask. Here's the way that the game wanted it. So there is this hat that is a ball, as you can see, and the idea was that you wear this ball hat and then you run into the goal. So do you think that is a legal move? If someone just puts a ball on their head so they are not touching it with their hands and they just run in and tackle the goalkeeper, is that a legal move? I'm not sure. Yes, kiddo, we will look at that because I think there is something that if they are balancing it on their head, then yeah, I suppose it works. If you can get by the keeper. That's interesting. That's one thing. I'm not really a big sports fan, but one thing that I like is when people try to play around the rules a bit and do something that is still legal, just most people don't necessarily think about them. Alright, go in there. Now here's the... Okay, so you throw that in. My apologies, apparently this wasn't a horse, it was a donkey. That was slightly messed up, hearing that toy burn to ashes. But no, we didn't get anything from it. Is that a hand there? Want a high five? No. So obviously in the really high level sports, in like the professional matches and such, you don't see people really trying out new things or anything like that because, well, it's a big deal, so you have to be serious about them. I have no clue what I just did, I will be honest. However, in some cases there are some fun things that happen. So I just walked in here and I don't understand what is happening. So apparently I pulled out this piece. What is this piece even? Like that, this doesn't make sense. How did I pull this out of this? Excuse me? Why is it good that I did it? Also, it went through this door. And if I go in here, the camera is like, you know what? I'm not doing what you want me to do. So I guess that's not where we need to go. Well, back we go, we have the key. So one example of what I was talking about, I do believe in NASCAR. There was this famous example where one racer was behind and they got this crazed idea, which is actually quite dangerous, that what they would do on the last lap before the race would end, since in NASCAR you are going in circles, right? What they did is they just floored it and they let the wall of the actual race circle guide the car. Now that is dangerous because first of all you're hitting the wall obviously, and second of all, well, there are quite a few G's on the driver, but what I loved is the racer said after in an interview that they did it because back when they were a kid, they played a video game. I think it was a Nintendo game, and they said that it was kind of a cheap way to win in the game, and so they were so desperate to get a better result in the race that they said, hey, maybe it will work, and apparently it does. But as far as I know, right after the race it was banned. So that's something that I always like when you see how a rule is born. And there are quite a few examples of such in many kind of sports. Okay, so we have one hat, the teddy bear. I will be wearing that now. Because I'm adorable, obviously. And which way do we have to go? Now this is an absolute nightmare. Because look at all these items. Like, try to make sense if something is a hat or not. So many little... Why can't I even go here? What's the point of me going here? Absolutely no point. Which is not a mistake from the developers at all. It is logical that some things in your environment cannot be used with a purpose. However, in a game like this, when you are looking around for a million things, it can be a tad bit annoying. Alright. Let's see. I'm looking for one glitched remain and one hat. Can I go under this? No, I can't. I'm pretty sure the glitched remains, they kind of have their own place. Most of the time they have a little secret around them, because if you just put them out in the open, most people will find it. That's not good for a secret. Oh yeah, you're annoying. Hand. Right. Now I will make the assumption that was ridiculous. That I don't have to look for something right in the middle of a chase sequence. It's not necessarily true, but I'm hopeful. Because you see, in Resident Evil games, I said it before, the developers were always nice to not put collectibles or anything that you really need to pay attention to, like notes or anything, in places where you are in imminent danger. Sometimes they make an exception. I can name a few places where in Resident Evil 6, for example, they made an exception to that rule. That was close. But most of the time they paid attention not to be really annoying, and I greatly appreciate that. Okay, now this, however, is an interesting place, because here you might feel that you are in a chase sequence, but technically you are completely and utterly safe. So there could be something here. No one says that you need to run. You might feel like you need to run, but that's on you. That's the trickery of the game, and that's really clever. One thing that I say is one of the most difficult things in gaming. That was fairly interesting. Because that wasn't my internet for once. That was just OBS deciding that it would like to take a short break. I'm not sure what that was. So, what I was saying. So, one thing that I find remarkably difficult as a player, seeing how different games try to pull it off, is to give a clear signal to the player when they need to run or they need to stop and do something. Because let's say that that an enemy appears, a monster appears, whatever, it's really difficult to make it obvious that you should start running right now for the timing to work. And the best example I can give is from an old game from the developers of Amnesia called Penumbra, and that made a brilliant sequence like that, where you just know right away that, yep, it is time to go. But some games, and I would like to say Little Nightmares 2 is in that category as well. Some games have a harder time making that clear. And why that is a problem in this game especially is, and it shows because I died quite a few many times in my previous playthrough. Why that is a problem? Because the timing in this game is really quite strict. It's precise. It doesn't really give you any room to make errors in certain areas, especially the last boss fight. And so, yeah, that's alright. And so you die quite a lot of times. It's more like trial and error than get a quick reaction, because it's not always clearly communicated that yes, this is the time that you want to just run and you can't fight this time, or maybe later on you can fight, and that makes for a different kind of gaming experience, which I'm not necessarily against, because in Souls-like games, mostly because of the difficulty and figuring out the enemy's weak spots, you have that kind of experience that yes, you die and you learn from it, and the point really is that every time you get a bit further, and I do like that progression. But in this game, it's not necessarily a problem of not figuring out, but not really having... Kiddo, are you okay? I got the fuse. Okay. So here I had many times experiences where I died because the timing was so strict that you couldn't make a mistake. For example, against this hand that I was being chased by, I died a few too many times because you have to sprint and just pretty much do it perfectly. If you get caught up on something, you're dead. That's it. And that's not the best thing, I would say, especially because this is, at least for me, it's more of a casual kind of game. I don't necessarily look at this game like a Bloodborne. Gotta go, have a good end of stream. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day yourself. Good luck with your stream and finding the salami thief. Now let's... Thanks, yes. Thank you for joining. Is that corn? What is this doing here? What do I have to do with it? 100% I have to do something with this corn. What? Why is there corn here? What is with the audio? Okay, let me take it here. Let me try to fix the audio. Because I have an idea. So, I would say that finding a piece of corn in an asylum is unusual. No, I don't have a microwave, but I have the next best thing. An X-ray machine. So my idea is that I put this here. And 6, do the honors. And that didn't work. Now I look like an idiot. Okay, so not the X-ray machine, got it. Wait, I have another idea. Down to the Batcave. I mean, to the furnace. Okay, the X-ray didn't work, but we have a furnace, so we can cook it. Okay, come on. In you go. Come on. Don't you dare mess around with me. That's it. Right in there. Popcorn? Popcorn! Look at that! How cool is that? I love it. Haha! Can I eat it? A bit ashy. Maybe overdone, but not bad. What an idea! What an idea that was. Nah. Let's continue. Six? Come on. Now, we need to go and find The other fuse, I think the other fuse was on electric chair, which is something you obviously have in an asylum. Uh-huh. Yeah, here it is. Wet sponge. If you know why that's here. You've seen some things. Okay. Maybe in here? No. I'm still looking for the glitched remains and the head, by the way. Sir, you're in the way. Now what? Come on, I don't have all day. But apparently, the audio really doesn't like me, so let me try something else. As I said, I have an idea why this is happening. Still not sure. But I'm really trying out a million things at this point to figure out why is the connection bad. And I'm really not sure. Huh. I can look at a million things on my PC and nothing would tell me that there is a problem. Yet, there is obviously a problem. And we have to figure out what that problem is. Nah. No. 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 Look at your butt. No. I'm caught up on the door. But where the hell is the door? Stop. Good. Nah. Where is that glitch? You stay where you are, sir. Alright. So where do I have to go? This way or that way? There is a door here. That doesn't help. So this is interesting. I really, as much as I want to avoid the technical difficulties, apparently the game and the recorder doesn't like that. So here this is really interesting. Because you see, everything is working fine except for the audio. Why? Why is the audio any different? And you would assume that if it's a problem with whatever USB cable connection bandwidth limit, you would probably say, well, yeah, you just maybe using too much bandwidth. Okay, that could be it. But why is it only the audio that doesn't work then? Because the image can work. And I would assume the video is much more data than the audio. So what is the difference? That's the good question. And that is a question that I sadly cannot answer. I'm trying. I'm really, really trying. I'm not sure. What could I do? What changes when you pull out and plug back in a USB cable? What changes? This is interesting. And now it works. Even though I did not pull it out. What I did, I disabled and enabled it again. So what's the trickery to it? And this is a part of IT that always fascinates me. When you try to figure out something and it's like a mystery and you look at every single thing you can, and it's so interesting when you have an idea and you try it and it doesn't work, and then you look at the other thing and the other thing. I went through a dozen things already to try to fix this. Why does this help? Why did it help now? Never tried this. However, interestingly now the video was frozen, but now it's not. Why? What kind of sense does that make? And that's the interesting thing, because when you are working with machines, machines are fascinating because they are logical. They don't make exceptions. They don't stop for no reason. They have a mission and they do that. They follow the code. And yes, the code might be flawed and mistakes can be written into it. That's a bug or a glitch. But still there has to be some consistency. And that's why a problem like the one I'm having is really interesting and really annoying at the same time, because you see it doesn't seem logical. It seems to be random, but there is no such thing as random when it comes to IT. A mistake can't happen by accident. It has to happen for a reason. Just like how these enemies move. They are scripted. You have to go through a line. You have to do something. Maybe you have to look at something for them to start moving. Almost got through it. Hydrate, thank you very much. Oh, and the stretch and posture check. Alright. Well, my posture was terrible, but now it is good. Yes, that's the lurking schmoozer emoticon. Actually, I'm curious, what is this emoticon called? Stare. Okay. I did not want to pin that. Let me unpin that. So let's try again. Some way. Alright, so ladies, gentlemen, and mannequins. I couldn't even finish my sentence. Come on. Be a bit more forgiving. What do I say? I'm no better. I'm a monster for a reason. What is mercy? Mercy is just a delusion of the hopeful. No, no. No, no. No, no. Now here comes the troubling part. Because I have to somehow go around these two. Nice butt. So we just kind of back up here. Wow. And here we are. Now, which one of you will move first? Haha. You won't get me, sir. Honestly, I look even more silly with this hat on. Like, it's not like a hat. I'm not sure why they are called hats. They are more like masks. Okay. Stop it. Stop. Stop. You won't get me alive. Or dead. It's really important to be precise with your wording in situations like this. Haha! You can do anything in the light. Even though dark is my domain, but I guess everyone has their own weakness. So this is a... Were we here before or not? I'm not sure. I have to go there. Okay, so I don't need to go this way. Sir, can I get your head? No. Okay, I understand. I understand. Was worth a try. Okay, so why is this place here? This place is completely and utterly useless. But it's here. And I have a feeling it's here for a reason. Now maybe we will use this door later on. That might be a reason. Is there a door here? Yes, there is a door here. Except this wonderful gentleman is hiding it behind his frame. There is a door here as well. And you know, one of these could be hiding a room or something like that. We'll see. That was just the light. Okay. No problem. There we go. You know, I remember a similar part in the first game. And this could be a way down from a secret. So maybe we should look up a bit. Oh, this part. This shit show of a part. Okay, we have cheese. And an eye is eyeing our cheese. So what do we do with the cheese? That's the question. Do we have any of our kins around here? No. So my idea, we take the cheese, which is honestly a terrible idea given what is ahead of us. Oh, would you look at that? It's a soul. Someone tried to escape. Ho ho! What is here? I hope the camera decides to actually help me out here, because I have no clue how this door is actually positioned. Oh ho! You spent quite a few days in here, buddy. Share your secrets. Sick kids. We found all of them. All the glitched remains in the asylum. So these are... These are spoons. And down there, I have a feeling there are my kins. Did you hear that? Indeed, they can be picky eaters. So let's bring them something more to their taste. Maybe some cheese. Come on, Ken. I have a gift for you. What do you say